So Canva just released a new feature called Canva AI. So basically this new feature lets you generate a design or the initial concept with just simple prompting. And if you want to use this new feature, you can go to canva.com and then click Canva AI or click on this menu. And after that, you can describe the design that you want Canva AI to generate. So for this example, I'll try to create a design of a YouTube thumbnail. This is the prompt that I'm going to use. Generate a YouTube thumbnail for a video titled Amazing Facts About Golden Retriever. That's quite simple. And by the way, I highly recommend to keep your prompt to be as simple as possible, because from my testing, it's kind of useless to create a long prompt. Canva AI, when it comes to creating a design like this, usually doesn't care too much about the detail, but there is another mode in Canva AI that lets you prompt with such great detail to ensure the design to be as accurate as possible. But that's the latter topic. Now, for now, I'm going to create a simple design for a YouTube thumbnail. Now, enable this option, design for me, and then I'm going to select social media, but you can also select presentation, marketing, cards, and many others. Now, let me select this option and send the message to Canva AI. So usually the generation process will take, I would say, less than 20 seconds. And it will actually generate up to 4 different designs at the same time. And then later you can choose which design that you think looks the best. Now, one thing here that is worth mentioning is that it is apparently quite sensitive with some copyrighted material. So you cannot say something like Star Wars design or Avengers design. This AI tends to not be able to proceed with that request. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then here you can see that there are some designs that were created by this AI tool. Now, if you're not happy with this, you can always ask AI to create more designs or maybe add more pictures or change the color. Now I'm going to select more designs to get more design variations. And of course, you can also just write the prompt right here. It's totally up to which method that you want to use to create a design. Let me check. Let's see if there's any design that I could use. Okay, I guess I'm gonna try this one. It looks quite interesting. Now I'm going to click on this. And here, I guess I'm going to change a few basic things. So here on this simple editor, you can change the text. You can also change the image and also change the color. So let me change the text to be AsapGuide channel. And let's say Golden Retriever Amazing Facts. And then submit. There you go. Now, if you want to change the color, you can click on this button and then get more color inspiration. But the color is randomly generated. So that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. Now, if you're happy with the design, you can click Use Canva Editor, and it will allow you to have more flexibility in the editing, because after all, it is going to be using the regular Canva editor. And of course, you can change a lot of things like changing the picture, changing the position, and adding more elements. And then you can click share and then download the image to your computer. So that was for the Canva AI for designing a picture. But there is another mode in Canva AI called Canva Code. So let me go back to Canva AI. And here you can see that there is another mode that allows you to create even more interesting design. So let me go back to Canva AI. And here, let me close this and then this. And let's enable code for me. So I'm going to create a more interactive and interesting design using this new feature. Let's say I want to create a birthday card with interactive elements where each letter will explode confetti when clicked. That is the prompt. And by the way, in this mode, you can be very, very specific. You can specify the color, the position of the element, the image that you want to use, etc. This is, after all, is going to be using HTML page. So it's basically like coding. I would say not coding, it's code vibing or vibe prompting or something like that. So it's vibe coding, but on Canva to create a design. Now let me send the message and just wait for Canva to create the design using some code. Oh, there you go. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to respond. So by the way, this is actually quite often happening for some reason. So sometimes you're going to see some messages that Canva AI is enabled to create that, even though there is nothing wrong with the prompt or there is no copyrighted element that that I asked Canva to create. So I don't know why it's happening, but you can see that I'm using the same prompt again, but it is able to start creating the design. So I guess it's still in beta, still have some problems, but hopefully it will be fixed very, very soon. Now I'm going to skip forward when it is finished. Alright, now we got the design. So I asked to have the letter to be exploding some confetti when clicked. So let me try that. There you go. You can see that there is some cursor at the end of the letter, but that's not coming from this design, it's actually coming from the browser. But overall, it looks amazing. So let me click this button, what will happen? Alright, that's really amazing, honestly. That's quite creative, and I actually have been using some AI tools for coding, but usually when it comes to design, they're not very good. But from this simple prompt alone, Canva AI is able to create this amazing design. So I would say if you want to create a landing page or some amazing looking presentation, then you can use Canva AI. And by the way, you can click use in design to have some modification about this design. And by the way, you cannot code anymore right here, so you can only you can only maybe change the position or maybe change the size, but you cannot edit the code anymore. If you want to edit the code, you have to go back to Canva AI to change the code that is behind this element. And you can download the image, but of course it's not going to be interactive anymore, but you can publish it as a website to let people see the design that you just created using Canva AI. So that's basically it. That's the quick introduction about Canva AI and other things that you can do with that new feature. If you find this video to be useful, then feel free to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on my next video. Have a great day.